I'll do a very, very short closing video for you, because I haven't done a day 1, day 2 thing. I literally came down here Friday afternoon and then set camp. Friday afternoon I seam sealed the Duomid XL because I'd not sealed it. Luckily it didn't rain when I got here. I was prepared on the off chance that it rained, because I brought my waterproof event bivvy, not because I was thinking my sealant wouldn't work, but because I hadn't sealed it. And I do know from a little bit of experience, when I try to seam seal my trail star at home, the first one, still nylon, like 8-10 years ago, I didn't do the world's greatest job on it. I kind of did it at home, and you know, it wasn't the best job that I could do. So I ended up like putting you know, too much on. So I deliberately came here Friday. My original plan was to come here today, Monday, and go back Wednesday. But things happened at home, and I need to be home tomorrow, Tuesday. So the only option I had was to do like a last minute emergency pack Thursday night, and then get down here Friday early afternoon, and then obviously, you know, head back today. So I came down, like I said, I brought my tube of seam grip sealant with me, and then pitched, sealed, and then settled down. And as I discuss in other videos, I had 2 leaks from my sealant, but watch the sealing video and you will understand why it was leaking. And it was very minor, and it was over by the door area, so it was nowhere near me anyway, and how I overcame it. It was actually really quite simple. And if I thought about sealing the stitching across the peak when I was doing it, but because it was outside, effectively outside, I didn't really think it was necessary to do, so I kind of didn't bother. But as it happens, I think it needed doing, because I had a couple of drips coming in over by the door area. So I've done that this morning, because it was raining literally all yesterday afternoon and into the evening, and then the shelter was wet last night as well, so I couldn't do it last night. So I've done that now, so we should be fine. One other thing that I can add is the zip is most definitely waterproof, or it's so highly water resistant that even though a couple of drips got in some stitching which I hadn't sealed, not one drop got past the zip. So the zip, you know, definitely does do a very, very good job, even though it doesn't have the storm flap over it. You know, it doesn't appear to have been necessary. Now, like I said, I am heading back today, and it's the usual, you know, mess around here. And I'm going to start packing up. As I mentioned in other videos which I've done from this trip, and there are several I suspect, I thought I brought the inner for the super mid, but I somehow brought the inner for the tap 10 scarp 2, which is a bit odd. Didn't quite sure how how I managed to do that. It was really quite strange because I was trying to pitch it out on Friday, and I was trying to work out, it was so silly, I was trying to work out how to pitch it up, where the door was and everything. And it wasn't quite clearly, because it's completely different shape and everything. It took me like a minute, because I was sure I brought the right one. It took me about a minute or so to kind of figure out you kind of brought the wrong inner, which was really quite, quite bizarre. And I also have figured out why my microphone isn't working, and I suspect it's something to do more with the GoPro, because it works and then for some reason it stops working, and I have to turn the GoPro off and back on again, which is a little bit annoying. It's not supposed to rain today until maybe later on, but of course it's raining now, so I've basically just kept the door half open and half closed. It's been quite a strange couple of nights. Normally I'm down here for 3 nights, and 2 whole days and 3 nights. But like I said, this trip, even if I'd have gone today, would have had to have come back Wednesday, because I got things at the end of the week, and I still had to, and by changing it to Friday, I still have to come back, or Saturday, I mean, getting here Saturday, I still had to come back on, today, Monday. So I got thinking now, because I was doing something later in the, I was doing something over the weekend, which got changed to Tuesday. So that's why the change. Anyway, we've had a good trip down here. We've done some video. I did a video on the new, if you're interested in G-Shocks and watches and things like that, my watch channel is creeping up. It's on about 900 subscribers at the moment, so we're heading slowly towards the 1,000, so that would be nice. So if you are a follower here and you have even half of an interest in me and or watches, pop over to my other channel, link below in the description, Wild About Watches, and pop a sub on that channel would be very much appreciated. I'll give one more shout out to Shane. I did an unpacking video, as it were, of some gifts, some bits and bobs that he sent out to me all the way from Oregon, including some doggy biscuits, which Lassie thoroughly enjoyed a couple of yesterday. I basically just kept it really, really simple. I didn't do any cooking or anything like that. I'll probably get back into that, another trip when I have, a little bit more time. I'll try and do another live stream sometime if you're kind of interested, in doing that. Then that's something I might do, sometime in the next few weeks or the next month or so. We'll kind of see how that goes. But basically everything else is pretty much the same. I brought the same, cooking pot and everything else like that. Everything is pretty much the same. What I'm going to do is turn this video off. I just wanted to do a little update. I might do a little walk around for you and add that on, to this video. But well, the one thing I can just add in here something. I brought my my MLD Spirit Quilt 48, which is probably about a 10-degree quilt. And 2 nights ago I felt quite cool at one point, and the temperature went down to about 5.5, 6 degrees, and I was wearing pretty much everything, and there was t-shirt, shirt, wind shirt, and my light down jacket, and I was, you know, barely warm enough in that. Last night the temperature went down to about 4 degrees, and I was definitely quite chilly, you know, last night. So I suppose it was fine, because a couple of things I did. One, I had something hot to drink, and I had some cracker things, because I'd bought the event bivvy with me in case I needed it, in case it, you know, I'd not had a chance to steal the tent, as it were. I actually put everything inside that. It was really quite easy, just to sort of squish it, you know, it took like 2 minutes. So I got inside that, and I actually warmed up quite quickly, you know, from that. And if I'd have brought my proper inner with me, then that probably might have, you know, helped, you know, a little bit too. And if I'd have had my MLD 4-degree down bag with me, I would have been, you know, fine. I was kind of rather hoping that, given we're still, you know, that we're in the end of May, and that it's literally June in a couple of days' time, and I checked the forecast, and the forecast said a minimum temperature of about 10 degrees or something like that. I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't go much below 10, 8, 10, something like that. So, you know, it just goes to show that it still can get quite chilly, you know, at night, you know, out here. So, you know, always just bear that in mind, that it can still get quite cool. Now let's have a look, see what the lowest. So it was around about 1 o'clock when I was feeling cold, and that's when I woke up. And the lowest temperature that I saw at about 12:30 was about 4.5 degrees. And that's when I got inside the bivvy, and like I said, that was more than enough just to warm me up that tiny bit. But by 1 o'clock it was 5 degrees. 2 o'clock 5.2, 5 o'clock it went back down to 4.8, and then 6 o'clock it was heading back up to 6 degrees. So it never really got completely back down to that lowest temperature, or if it did, it was just very briefly, you know, thereafter. So if I'd have not had the event bivvy, I would have been fine anyway, because it was starting to go back up again. And like I said, by having some hot drink and what have you, then, you know, I would have been fine. So it wouldn't really have been, you know, a major problem. But I had it with me, so I thought, well, as I've got it, you know, I may as well use it. So that was really the only thing to report on, you know, from that point of view, to be honest. Like I said, I'll do a little walk around outside for you later on if I think of it, but if I don't, it doesn't really matter, because I've got loads of other like sub videos from this particular trip, so you can watch all of those to your heart's content. So, you know, I probably will just leave it at this for this trip, on this sort of camping video thing, and just, you know, enjoy all the other videos that will come out, you know, in the you know, over the next few days, in the next week or so, all different things. Oh, anyway. Including pole systems, you know, like I said, pitching this. We've done various videos. We've done a video, like I said, on the new MTG G-Shock. So we just got a few bits here and there. All right, I'm gonna say thanks for watching, and I will see you. I won't do any more for this video, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.